Welcome to the Inspiration Station hosted by Joshua Lenox, the place to fill up your tank if you're in need of encouragement and motivation.
Well, good evening, y'all, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. I just want to say welcome to the Inspiration Station. Y'all know we already, what we say, we upsize in 2025 all day, every day. And I hope that, like I keep getting on to y'all, that y'all are saying that day in and day out, everything is getting bigger, everything is getting greater, everything is getting grander for your life. So it is 6:03 where I am, y'all. Y'all are coming in. Just let me know where you are coming in from. Also, let me know how your day has been so far. Hope that it's been amazing, y'all. It's June the 20th, and I hear y'all already like, Josh, you say this all the time, but time is filled with swift transitions. That's what if y'all think about, if you're churchy, a little churchy like me, but time is filled with swift transitions. Time is moving so quickly. So I hope that you all are being very productive, maximizing every second, every minute, every hour of the day as we're going along. So I'm so glad to be here as always, y'all. It's been a beautiful day, and I cannot wait to get outside when I leave y'all in just a second because I got to get in some sun until before the sun goes down. But again, as you guys are coming in, let me know also if this is your first time being on the Inspiration Station. I'm so glad because now this is no longer your first time. You're not a visitor anymore. You are definitely well connected. Thank you all for your sharing and stuff. Y'all are showing out, especially on like Facebook, also on I see things are going up on YouTube as well. So y'all are listening to me. Nobody wanted me to come and visit them. Come pay you a visit if you're not doing what I asked you to do. But anyway, appreciate you all sharing it, y'all. We don't want to keep things like this to ourselves. We want everyone to be not only inspired, but also motivated and encouraged toward movement in their lives in whatever way that might be or whatever capacity. So I'm going to get ready to jump right on in. And again, I guess I got to need to do a roll call, but I just want to say, sending much love out there to everyone on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Also later for the wonderful and beautiful listeners on Spotify, Apple, Audible, and on Amazon. Much love to all of you all out there, and I hope that you all are continuing to be blessed by what we're doing here on the Inspiration Station, because it's not just me, it's about us, it's about we. So let's jump right into it. If this is your first time, or if this is your multiple time that you've been on here, you already know what the Inspiration Station is, but just in case you just don't know, the Inspiration Station is a nickname that I received back in 2012. I was pursuing my first master's, and in a class, they asked us to ask people that we trusted close to us to the first thing they think about when they hear our names. And one of those things was the Inspiration Station for me. And I was like, hey, wait a minute, I've never heard that before. That's kind of catchy. And I put it in my back pocket. I didn't even think about it. And here we are today with the Inspiration Station being a show, being a podcast, and it might be going into some other things. Y'all stay tuned. But uh, the Inspiration Station is not just about Josh and his life or me inspiring you, because this is about you too. All of us are inspirations. You're not just an inspiration to others, but you're also an inspiration to yourself. And some of y'all are probably scratching your heads and probably saying, I don't know what he's talking about. I don't inspire anybody. Yes, you do, more than you know. And most times people won't even tell you, so you don't always know that directly. But one thing I want you to know is that you are an inspiration to yourself. Look at your life and where you are currently right now. If you reflect back over just several moments over the years, you can pull motivation and inspiration from your own life. So you cannot say that anymore. You can no longer say that you are not an inspiration to yourself or anyone else, because I guarantee you there are several people that you are touching and have touched and will touch the lives of many that will be impacted by just your presence. Another thing I want to say on the Inspiration Station, what are we here for? We're not here to just talk about it. We're here to do something about it. We're not just here to, we're also opening ourselves up to be more open, honest, and vulnerable, not just with others, but also with ourselves. That can be a hard thing to do sometimes. We can be so real to other people about them and talking about their lives, but when it comes to you looking in the mirror that might be one of your greatest challenges, but this is where we're working on that, right, y'all? Another thing, this is a platform where I'll be interviewing people, and people that you may have never met before, may not know about at all, or people that you have admired from afar, people who are on great platforms, people who you've seen on television, people who you might listen to in your car, certain people like that. But to me, on the Inspiration Station, it's something that was brought to my attention a couple of actually weeks ago, by my best friend. She said, "You see everybody as a superstar. You always have." And actually, it's very true. I don't care what platform you have. I don't care what status you are. I don't care if you're on the corner homeless. I don't care if you're a person who lives in the penthouse, or if you got several mansions, or if you're the most famous, biggest person in the world. Everybody's a superstar. So I believe that that's something that I think all of us should look at when you're looking at yourself. You are a superstar, and you are rocking it, and you're going to continue to do so. Um, Another thing I want to say too is, as I'm bringing in people to interview them, they're not just being interviewed about the accolades and all the things, the amazing things that they do, because sometimes we give a lot of light to what somebody does and we forget about who they are. So that's one thing I definitely want to implement while we're on here together. Another thing, other than that, actually, I was going to say another thing, and there is no other thing, because now it's time for us to get into our little nugget of the day of what we're going to talk about. I hope that you all are excited. I'm really excited about this one. This is something that I actually thought about for a while, and I was like, you know what, this is something. And being a therapist and working with several clients throughout the day and the week, is something that really just resonated with me. And I said, this is a theme that I'm seeing. And I'm like, also, how can I relate to this? So tonight, our topic, really quick, y'all, I am not going to be with you all that long. I've got to get outside. I told y'all. And I admonish each and every one of you, if it's still some sunlight somewhere, wherever you are, even if I don't know, some of y'all it's probably dark where you are right now, but if it's some sunlight, get outside, please get some fresh air. Especially, we've been having so much rain here, and that's a beautiful time to just get out, walk, do something. So tonight's topic, y'all, is you are selected and chosen, not settled for. You are selected and chosen, and not settled for. Now, what is selected and chosen? Selected and chosen is actually very much so synonymous. They're very much so the same thing. Selected is defined as selected is to carefully choose as being the best or most suitable. Settled for, somebody say settled for. We love that word, right? We just love to settle for things, and we love to be settled for, right? Absolutely not. Settle for is choosing or accepting something, even if it is not what you really want, but there is nothing else available. So I'll go back really quick. Selected, which again is synonymous with being chosen. Selected is to carefully choose as being the best or most suitable, while settled for is choosing or accepting something, even if it is not what you really want, but there is nothing else available. Now, something I want you to think, whether somebody is something or someone is selecting you, or selecting or choosing you, uh, or settling for you, they're still making a choice. You're still chosen in a way. So hold on to that, because I'm going to kind of rinse that out really quick in just a minute. But whether you're being selected or chosen or settled for, someone or something is still choosing you. And on that settled for part, it's like, well, they're still, there's nothing else available. I guess I'm the last of the draw. They're still making a choice for you. And it says a lot about who they are. So we're going to keep moving. I have some examples really, really quick, y'all. I have 3 quick examples that came to mind when I think about that, because oftentimes a person can be selected and chosen based on certain conditions in their lives or experiences. They're selected and chosen, but they're made to feel as if they're being settled for. That's like when you hear like a comment like, I'm really trying to stay single, but I mean, you're not really my usual type. But I guess I'll try to. I'll talk to you. I'll see where this goes. That's like somebody just letting you know, like they're just settling for you. Or there were a few other different candidates that we had in mind, but one of them got sick, and then the other person just, they decided they want to go with another company. So it left it open for you. So I guess we'll hire you then, since we have that void open in the company. It's kind of like, well, thanks for choosing me, I guess. So, three quick examples, y'all. I remember once when I was I was actually auditioning. I was living in Atlanta, and I was auditioning for a big production for it was about Christmas and family and togetherness. And I was like, I'm one of those people that I will try anything. And I was like, this seems like it's gonna be a big deal. I'm gonna go audition. I went to audition. I did very well. I was very proud of myself. It was also because it was last minute for me. I auditioned, did very well. I was actually chosen as the lead person, which was amazingly. I had so much. I don't know. I was excited. I had a lot of gratitude. I was just like, wow, this is really major. I'm like, okay, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Very excited. And about a few days passed, and I got a phone call at that time, the person, one of the representatives of the production company, wanted to let me know, Mr. Lennox, we're so excited, but unfortunately, we have some news that there is. We got a call back, and it was a gospel artist that they finally they got into contact with. And they chose the gospel artist over me. Now, the gospel artist, I was somebody who loved them anyway, but I was like, oh, that's wonderful. But I was like, hey, darn, like I got kicked to the curb. I auditioned and I got it. I landed the part and the lead, and because now you've heard back from the gospel artist, I'm getting the boot. I was like, dang. And y'all, I was given the understudy part, which I was like, okay. But then not even that, I was the second understudy. So I went from being the lead part to being the second understudy. And I was like, talk about, wow, like, so I can just get pushed out the way like that. So I guess you just, in a sense, I was selected and chosen initially, but then it's like I'm just being settled for, oh, well, you'll still be a part, but you'll be the second understudy. Fast forward, the production never even got off the ground. See, the Bible says, "Vengeance is mine," said the Lord. No, I'm just joking. But the production never got off the ground. So one instance, and then the second instance, I was dating someone in a relationship with someone, and they would make comments ever so often of saying typical people that they usually date. I'm usually been in a relationship with people like this. I've usually in people, in relationships with people who have that or who look this way or who do things like this. And at some point in my mind, I was kind of like, why are they telling me this? Like, and it would always be accompanied, but I was just trying to see, it's always good to leave your options open and try something different. I'm like, wow, that's a boost to my ego that you continue to tell me about what you usually desire, but you chose me anyway. I guess it was just nobody else that was able to be in your reach. Another example, y'all, you think about, I know all of you all can attest to this, and please let me know if you are one of those people. You remember being in school and you play sports and be in gym or be at recess or anything like that. And, you have those team captains, and it's like they're picking and choosing who they want on their team. I was the new kid a lot because I moved around as a kid, and so I was always the new kid, and I could adapt well. Do I think it's amazing that I was able to be that resilient? It taught me to be adaptive in any environment because I moved around a lot. I went to different schools. I was the new kid on the block, and but I remember when it come time, so specifically at one school, I remember when came time to pick, I was always like the last person that somebody wanted to have on their team. And it's like before they could even see my ability, it was like they didn't want me on their team. And y'all don't laugh, but I promise you, I promise it was one guy, one young man who had like a crutch, and the dude he was picked over me, and I was like, for real. And it would be like, yeah, I guess well, you live, you come on, Josh. And I'm like, dang. But you know what's the ironic part about that is when they would see my ability, now they want to choose me. Now it's like, oh, now we want it. And it's like, oh, no, 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 no. I don't even want to play no more. You know what? I'm just gonna watch. I'm gonna go play something else because you chose me, but then it's like you settled for me, and then you messed around and found out I was good. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute too. Sometimes you get chosen by people or chosen by things, and they settle for you, but at the same time they end up finding out like, oh wow, I done hit the big time with you, and not realizing I don't even want to be here no more. How about that? One thing I want to say too is that some people fear being selected or chosen due to believing that they are just being settled for, as I mentioned earlier. You sure you want me? You sure you want me? You sure you want to hire me? You sure you're not going to change your mind? You sure you want to date me? You sure you want to be in a relationship with me? Are you sure? Are you positive? Because again, I'm waiting for you to reject me at some point, even if you do choose me, even if you do select me. If you think about some examples in your life, you think about your life in any area of your life where that has been the case, where you've been selected and chosen, but then it's a fear that rises up like, are you just going to settle? Is this really, are you going to settle for me? Was there nobody else available, as the definition says? You sure you're not going to kick me to the curb, after you think about it? I auditioned for that wonderful thing I wanted to do. I went on American Idol, and then if they tell you that you're going to Hollywood, are you waiting for somebody to be outside the door and snatch it back and say, "Oh, I'm sorry, we just jumped the gun on you," or something like that? So think about some areas in your life where you have literally been selected and chosen, but you're scared and you're thinking in your mind, they're just settling for me. It's surely somebody else that they could choose. Maybe there was nobody they could think of right away, or maybe there was no one available, so they just chose me. Where could that come from? Could that be because you've dealt with several areas of where you've been rejected, you've been abandoned, you've been neglected, or where you have literally been chosen only to be dropped? Think about, and I go back to dating because again, it's kind of easier to see it that way. But it's like somebody says, "Yeah, I want to be with you." Okay, yeah, I like you a lot. Okay, let's be in a relationship. We're together, and then a week passes, and they say, "You know what? I changed my mind. I think I want to explore my options. I want to be with other. I want to date other people. I'm interested in somebody else." And it's like, well, okay. It's like, well, so did that person where they kick me to the curb? So now the next person, if they select me, are they settling for me? Am I sure that they're going to want me in their lives, or am I waiting for them to drop me too? Or am I waiting to look at, now my self-esteem is taking a hit. So now am I confident? So now I'm thinking it must be nobody else out there. If you want to be with me, or listen, if you want to hire me, there must have been no candidates. It must have just been me. I wanted to sit on there. They want me on the board, or be on the a chairman on the board. It must have been nobody else available in the area or the district for this seat. Uh, they selected me for I don't know, this in a friendship. They must not have no friends. They must be hard up. Then if you want me in your life, you must be real hard up, because you've experienced certain things that make you feel as if you're just being settled for. But what's the topic of the night, y'all? You are selected and chosen, not settled for. Name some things for me in the comments, if you can, to kind of think about, or as you're thinking about where you've seen yourself feel as if you're being settled for. And in this, I'm gonna kind of turn this to the left for just a minute. But if you're in Christ, you have already been selected and chosen. Because what does the word say? The word says we are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. But maybe because of what we've dealt with, you don't always feel like you can that I'm a chosen generation. I'm a royal priesthood. I'm set apart. I'm different. I'm rare. And I want to say, no one settles for you. No one settles for you. Put your hand on yourself and say, no one settles for me. I'm too valuable for you to settle for. I'm worth too much to be settled for. When somebody makes a decision about you, they have to be very decisive. There is no, oh, I think I'll select you. I think we'll take you on, or I think we'll give you this position, whatever it is. They have to decide about you. Nobody's settling for you. Okay, your rarity is a specialty. You are rare, and you have to walk and carry yourself in that way. And you cannot allow yourself to feel as if you are to be dealing with anything that's less than that. It can be hard because, again, when you experience being settled for, being spoken against, being mislabeled in ways by people, being overlooked. And as I always like to say, sometimes when we deal with the 4 Ds, when you've been dismissed, made to feel, excuse me, let me say, when you're made to feel like you're dismissed, disqualified, disposable, or even discarded, this often puts you in a place to say, I'll take anything I can get. I'll take anything I can get. You can be working at a job and they offer you a raise or something. Or you thinking inside, no, I don't have to have that much, but I could settle for this. And it's like, why? Why are you settling for that? I'm just glad that y'all gave me a job. I know, I know. Some of y'all thinking I can feel it. I'm feeling it. You willing to settle for anything just to be accepted. What about that friend group when you were in like middle school or something? They didn't you just didn't fit in, but they say, "Hey, yeah, you can, man, yeah, you can come sit at the table today if you got to pay for it, but you got to pay for my lunch." Cool. That's all I got to do to be friends with you. You willing to settle for those groups of friends or those types of people because you just want to be accepted. You just want to feel like you're wanted. You just want to feel like you're desired. And that could be, I want you all to think about this can apply to any area in your life that requires someone or something to select or choose you. Maybe you don't feel like you're selected and chosen by God. Maybe you feel like do you feel like he's just settling his glory on you for your life? He settled for you? No. Again, you're a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. He knew you in your womb, the womb of your mother, before you even got here. He's been excited about you. He's been preparing things for you. He's already orchestrated so many things to get to your life before you even got here for your destiny. And it's like, what kind of God do we serve that is so detailed about us and wants such great things for us? He calls me a royal priesthood, a chosen generation, a royal. We think about royalty, we think about kings and queens and castles and all that stuff, but keep that mindset. You're to be true. You're to carry yourself in that way, royally. You're to be treated that way as well. No one settles for you. One thing I want to say is, I'm almost done. See, I told you I wasn't going to be long. I told y'all. What if you're feeling like you're being settled for due to you not choosing or selecting yourself? I like to say it all the time. People say hurt people hurt people. Very true. Very true facts. But rejected people reject people. Abandoned people abandon people. Neglected people neglect people. And that doesn't always mean that they do it outwardly to other people. It could be that they do it to themselves. If you get pushed away enough, you'll start to think that something's wrong with you. And so then you even push you away. You also think that your authentic self is going to be met with a strong reaction or a negative reaction or a negative consequence or also punishment just for being who you are based on how you've been treated. Do you want you? Maybe you've been maybe you've been selected and chosen before, but only again to be rejected or abandoned soon after, as I mentioned not too long ago. You get selected and chosen for something, and then all of a sudden it's like, I changed my mind, psych. And we used to say as kids, psych. Have you had people change their minds on you? Have you had a job change their mind on you? Have you had your family change their mind about you? Have you had friends change their mind about you? Have you had a realtor change their mind about you? Have you had a college change their mind about you? They admitted you into the school, and they said, "Oh, wait, we overlooked. You know what? We thought we were going to be able to accept you into the program. You're going to have to wait another year." I was like, "But y'all told me I was accepted. I don't get it." Are y'all getting what I'm saying? I hope it's making sense to you. Again, you might be selected and chosen for something by something or someone, but you're afraid because you're thinking that you're going to be rejected or abandoned soon after. Any noun that has made you feel as if they were settling for you were actually beneath you due to their view of themselves. Any noun, so that's person, place, thing, or idea. Y'all do know what a noun is, right? Okay. Person, place, person, place, thing, or idea. Any noun that has made you feel as if they were settling for you were actually beneath you due to their view of themselves. And you know what? What's really funny to me is that whatever had you at a point, whatever or whoever had you at a point, they messed around and found out that you were literally the best they would ever have. And by the time they realized it, you were gone, or either they were gone. And I'm going to say that one more time. What is funny is that whatever or whoever had you messed around and found out that you were the best they would ever have. And by the time they realized it, you were gone. And right there, we just going, I mean, the doors of the church are open. You can come by a letter. You can candidate for baptism as the ushers are coming and the choir is coming with the A and B selection. Think about that for a minute, y'all. Whoever had you and whatever had you, they didn't even know you were going to be the best that they ever had. Maybe you were on that job and they didn't realize you were the best worker they were going to ever have. But how they treated you or made you feel as if you were just less than, you were either gone to another job. You're probably gone to another job. We're just going to leave it there. Or maybe you were in a relationship or a friendship and you were treated as if you were just somebody who was disposable or could be easily discarded. And by the time they realized how great you were to them and what of an asset you were and what your value was, you were already probably either moved on or either they've moved on. And then they thought by dropping you that was doing them a favor when they actually was doing you a favor. All right, y'all. I don't have nothing else to say on that. I'm just, that's something to me. When you really think about you have been selected and chosen several times only to be dropped at some point or made to feel. And again, feelings are definitely not facts. They can be actually very irrational, made you feel as if you were settled for, but no one settles for you. They have to be decisive about you. And as I said earlier, when you talk about being selected or chosen or even being settled for, somebody's still making a choice. You're still being chosen. It's just when you're being settled for, that person is letting you know a lot about how they see themselves. They probably see themselves lower, so they think they are projecting how they see themselves onto you. So, y'all, I told you I wasn't going to be long. I told you. But I just want you to remember in all that we talk about, you are not settled for. You are chosen and selected every time. You are never settled for. No one can settle for you, even if that's their intention. You have too much value. You're worth too much. Your rarity is a specialty. And no one will ever find another you. You are so unique and amazing. There's only one you. It's the reason why you only have your fingerprints. No one else has your fingerprints. You're unique. Your rarity is a specialty. And don't live beneath that mindset beyond you knowing that you are selected and chosen and no one ever settles for you. And no one will ever find another you. And that is a blessing and a gift within itself. So I hope that you all have enjoyed tonight's Inspiration Station, and I hope that you leave today knowing, again, you're never settled for. And this should make you move different. This should make you think different. This should make you survey the people that you allow in your space, the people who you give access to, people who you call friend, who you call brother, sister, family, whatever that might be, cause you to kind of go look in the mirror. I'm starting with okay, I'm not gonna do it tonight, y'all. Y'all know I do that sometimes. I'm not gonna go Michael, but look in the mirror and see yourself truly in that way of knowing no one settles for me. I'm too good for that. And it's not in a way of thinking that you're so grand or arrogant. No, it's confidence. You need to be confident in who you are and ask God to show you how he sees you. I guarantee your way of seeing yourself is a lot smaller because he doesn't settle for you. He's already ordained such great things for your life just because he knows how amazing you are and who you are becoming and how great you are to him. You're the apple of his eye. Well, the apple of his eye is what it says in the word. So again, y'all, your rarity is a specialty. Your rarity is a specialty. There's no one like you. There's no one like you. No one has what you have. You're rare and you need to walk in that. So put them shoulders back when you walk into their job knowing like, yeah, I'm hired here because y'all already knew you were getting something you can't get anywhere else. If you're married or if you're in a relationship, whoever, know that if you all have chosen and selected each other, put your shoulders back and say, yeah, you decided for me. You made a great decision when you chose me to be in your life. I made a great decision to have you in my life. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I always like to say, before we end. I hope that you have an amazing remainder of this wonderful Friday and this start to a great weekend. Each and every day that we live, y'all, is a gift because somebody does not wake up. Somebody does not make it through their day, and you're still here, and you're needed in every way possible. You're too important to look down on yourself. You're too great not to rise up each and every day and see yourself as this royal priesthood and as this chosen person. So I hope that you all have a great one. I love you much. Share this as much as possible. I look forward to seeing you guys next week at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Share, share, share. Again, like I always say, if you don't listen to me and when I'm giving you instruction, the back of your neck is going to itch for like 5 minutes, I promise. But no, but no, share this as much as possible. Love you guys. Spread love more than ever. We need it more than ever. We need unity more than ever. And it starts with you. All right. Love y'all much. You've always been great and you're just getting better. Talk to y'all soon. See you next Friday. Bye.
Thanks for watching the Inspiration Station with Joshua Lenox. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time.